Hi friends, Namaste. I am Ananta Sharma. Now you see a book on the screen. The title of this book is Jaimini Arudhas and Divisional Charts. Jaimini Arudhas and Divisional Charts. We know Arudhas are padas like A1, A2, A3, etc., A7. Each pada is signifying certain hours. Bhratrupada, we call it A3, Arudha of the third house, is the Arudha of the third bhava. It signifies fine arts, then brothers, games and sports, software, etc. So likewise, we know the significations of the each bhava. We know the significations of each bhava given in classical texts on astrology. We have divisional charts also. So we have padas on one side and the divisional charts are on the other side. And we have a connection between these two. We have divisional charts also like Vara chart D2, Brakana chart D3, D9 Navamsa chart, D7 Saptamamsa chart, etc. So the sage Parashara in the BPHS, BPHS is Bruhat Parashara Vara Shastra, tells us the purpose of these Varga charts. Divisional charts are also called Varga charts or divisional charts in the Shwadasha Vargajaya, of the BPHS. Shwadasha means 16. There are 16 divisional charts. The sports or the spouse, marriage, married life should be studied in the D9 chart. That is Navamsa chart. The spouse, marriage, and the married life are signified by Dharapada A7, Lord of A7, and Brakana above Dharaka DK. See, please listen to me carefully. There is Dharapada A7, Lord of Dharapada, and Dharakaraka on one side. There is in the Navamsa chart is on the other side. So you have to mix up these two. In the D9 chart, you identify the A7 as noted in the D1 chart. Don't try to identify Dharapada or any pada in the D9 chart separately. The pada which you have already identified in the D1 chart is simply brought to this chart also. This implies that we must study the combinations in the D9 chart with reference to Dharapada A7, Lord of Dharapada, and Dharakaraka. Here, Janmalagna, Karakaamsalagna, Arudhalagna, I think these are all not necessary. The reference point in the D9 chart is only A7, 7 from A7, Tejas. Their connections to A10, 10 from A10, to know the profession of the spouse. Similarly, there are the connections from other planets gives the details about the spouse. So this implies that we must study the combinations in the D9 chart with reference to A7, Lord of A7, and Dharakaraka, that is DK, to understand the marital life of the native. We know the profession of the native is signified by Rajyapada A10 and Amarchakaraka AMK. So the BPHS says we must study the D10 chart for the study of profession. This means that we must see the combinations in the D10 chart. So you mix the divisional chart and the padas. Divisional chart is D10. So you must study the D10, the combinations in the D10 chart with reference to Rajyapada A10, Lord of Rajyapada, and the Karaka of the Dashama that is Amartya Karaka. So we also know that each bhava signifies several aspects. Each bhava signifies several significations, karakattvas. Just like each planet also signifies several karakattvas, we know. We know that each bhava signifies several aspects. So we have to study each of these aspects of the same bhava. The bhava is the same, the pada is the same, but in different divisional charts. Like this, you see, uh, for example, you know, we have fifth bhava. Arudha of the fifth bhava, Putrapada, Lord of the Putrapada, then PK Putrakaraka. So the fifth house signifies what are the significations of the fifth house? Children, education, upasana, adhikara, etc. So the mantra japa also is signified by the fifth house. But each of these signifies, so the same bhava signifies four or five significations, karakattvas. And for each of these karakattvas, we have a different chart. For example, for fifth bhava, we have separate divisional charts like for children, you consult D7, Saptamamsa chart. For education, you see D24. D24 means Chaturvimshamsa chart. For upasana, tapas, spiritual inclination, you study A5 or Lord of A5 PK in D20. D20 is a Vimshamsa chart. So these are the how we mix divisional charts and Arudhas. A5 and A5 PK and their connections with other padas and karakas in the D7 chart to understand about the children. We study the same Putrapada A5, Lord of A5 and Putrakaraka PK and their connections with other padas, karakas in the D24 Chaturvimshamsa chart to know the education and academic status of the native. Again, we have the same A5, Lord of A5 and PK and their connections with other padas and karakas in the D20 Vimshamsa chart to study the spiritual or philosophical, the Adhyatmika Drishti, Adhyatmika Sadhana of the native. So, now, this is all what we have been doing, studying in our videos. So far, all this has been our practice so far. Now, what about this book? Now, I tell you what this book is all about. The approach to astrology is different in this book. Approach to astrology is different in this book. You have our relatives. See, about this book only now I am telling. We have our relatives. For example, father and mother, spouse, then brothers and sisters, then children. So these are our family members. You want to know about your family members. For example, somebody says, even all classical texts say, you must study D9 chart to know about your wife. All right, I have a D9 chart here. What do I know from this D9 chart? What do I know? What can I know? Can I know the physical features, the complexion, height, the beauty, etc.? Can I know it? Yes, you may know it. Can I know the academic qualifications of my spouse? No, I don't know. Then can I know the professional status of my wife, whether she is a professor or an engineer or software employee or the minister, or sometimes the wife of a minister or the husband of a minister. If the uh, chart comes, we'll see whether the wife of the native becomes a minister. Not the native, wife of the native, whether she becomes a minister or not. So these are the problems discussed in this chart with examples. So I shall tell you in detail. For spouse, we know the uh, D9 chart, Lord of A7, Lord of A7 and DK. And in D9 chart, their connections with other padas and the Tarakas in the D9 Navamsha chart. Then what do we know? Or what details about the spouse can be understood from the A7 Lord of A7 DK in the D9 chart? So the straight answer is, so can I do I know from A7 its Lord and DK in the D9 chart? What details we know? Yes, you can know everything. This is the straight answer is you can know everything. So we can know everything. This this requires your study and effort. In this book, I try to show, besides physical features, the profession of the spouse and special achievements of the spouse, if any. For example, I presented the chart of a doctor who, in this, I mentioned the yoga or connections for the native to become a doctor. We know already, we have been discussing it. So we can say whether the native is a doctor or not, we can say. We know certain combinations. And we apply the same combinations in the D9 chart with reference to very important, not from Lagna, not from Karakamsa Lagna, not from Arudha Lagna, not from Arudha Labha. It is only from A7, seventh from A7, Lord of A7, and Darakaraka. You apply all the combinations. So here I applied the same formula in the D9 chart of this day to this doctor with reference to the Darapada A7, Lord of A7 and DK, and showed that the spouse of the native is a doctor. How? Because that D9 chart also shows the same combination which I told you required for a doctor. So in another chart of a native, his father is a very great scholar in Vedas and Vedanta and the scriptures, and also recipient of Rashtrapati Award. So the father of a native. I have the horoscope of that native, but I must tell him what his father would be. So your father must be a great scholar, and he will certainly receive presidential award. I must be able to predict it. So how do I know? So I already told you that the divisional chart D12 chart of the native and studied the father very well. I analyzed this D12 chart about his father, D12 chart of the native, and studied the A9 Putra Pitrupada, Pitrupada Bhagyapada, A9, Lord of A9, Pitrukaraka. So there is no Pitrukaraka in the seven Karaka system of Jaimini. We know Pitrukaraka, just Parasara Karakas. Pitrukaraka for a dayborn child, a son is the Karaka, and for the nightborn native, the Karaka is Saturn. So, we know A9, Pitrupada, Lord of A9, and Pitrukaraka. Please remember Pitrukaraka, not Patrakaraka. Pitrukaraka. And in the D12 chart, because D12 chart must be studied to know about the Pitrupita Mahadikam, about father, parents, and grandparents. So, according and the connections of A9, Lord of A9, Pitrukaraka with A5, Lord of A5, and Pitrukaraka in the D12 chart. Only from the D12 chart of the native. Now, and showed the academic excellence of the father of the native. In another example of a recently born child, just 1 year ago, 2 years ago, a child was born in government hospital, and the mother of the child was not married. So, is the illicit born child. Can we predict that the native is illicitly born? Yes, we can. So, but we should not. We can predict. We should not predict even if the combination is very clear. In another example chart of a recently born child who is born to an unmarried mother, I applied the combination given by Maharshi Jaimini from an illicit for an illicit birth in the D12 chart and showed that the child is born to an unmarried mother. So I presented the chart of the film star Amitabh Bachchan. The Amitabh Bachchan is an interesting case. Amitabh Bachchan, father, Harivansh Rai Bachchan, great scholar, a poet, Padma Bhushan. Then his wife, Leia Bachchan, very great artist, recipient of Orvasya Award, some awards were there. And his son also is an artist, Abhishek Bachchan also. So you must see from the same Amitabh Bachchan's chart that your wife is an artist, your father is a great scholar and a poet, and your son is also an artist. This is a chance. Astrology is such a great subject if you have the eyes to see. You need not have third eye. Even with 2 eyes, you can see all these things. We know the father of Amitabh Bachchan is Harivansh Rai Bachchan. He's a well-known poet in Hindi, and he was awarded Padma Bhushan by the government of India. We know that the wife of Amitabh Bachchan is Jaya Bhaudari, is also a famous film star. And we know the son of Amitabh is also Abhishek Bachchan, is also a film star. Now, all these three, the father, the wife, and the son of Amitabh Bachchan are performers. One is a poet, the other two are artists. We know the combination for performers. Arudhas are A10, or their laws are connected to A3, Lord of A3, BK, and Venus, the natural karka for poetry and acting, are connected to AMK, A10, Lord of A10, Lord of Arudhas, etc., etc. So the same combination I am applying here, but not with Arudhas. Here, apply the same principle with reference to A7, Dharapada in D9 chart, Pitrupada in D12 chart, Putrapada in D7 chart. You see the combination. I applied this combination in the D12 Dwadashamsha chart of Amitabh Bachchan with reference to A9, Lord of A9, and Pitrukaraka Sun or Saturn, and applied all the connections to A3, Lord of A3, BK, Venus, and also to A10, Lord of A10, and Amacha Karaka, because they are the Karakas of profession. We must have the corrections of this A3 or this A5 or this A9 to A10, Lord of A10, and Amacha Karaka. Then and showed that the father is of Amitabh Bachchan is Dr. Harivansh Rai Bachchan, a famous poet. So likewise, I applied the same combination in the D9 chart of Amitabh, and applied these connections to A7, Lord of A7, and the DK in the D9 chart to show that the wife of Amitabh Bachchan is a doctor, is an artist, a film star. So I applied the same combination in the D7 chart. D7 chart is Saptamansha chart to show that the son of Amitabh Bachchan is also an artist. So we have another case of Srimati Indira Gandhi. Srimati Indira Gandhi, or whatever she may be. Her father is the prime minister and her son is the prime minister. So like this, the case of Srimati Indira Gandhi, I applied the combination for the native to become a minister, whether a prime minister or a chief minister or any minister. Minister in the D12 chart, D12 chart of the native to show that the father of the native is a minister. I showed this combination in the D12 chart of late Prime Minister Indira Gandhi. D12 chart of Indira Gandhi shows her father. The combination in D12 chart of Indira Gandhi shows that the father of Indira Gandhi is a minister, a prime minister, or any other minister. That distinction you cannot make easily. So then apply the same combination in the D7 chart, which shows children. D7 chart of Srimati Indira Gandhi, and showed that the son of Indira Gandhi was a minister. So furthermore, still more, there are so many instances. There are some instances where the native who separated from his parents, some, for example, a child is born after 2 months or 3 months, the mother may die or the father may die. And in some cases, after the birth of the child, after 1 year or 1.5 years, the parents of this child approached the court for divorce. The court granted sanctioned divorce, but the court ordered the father to take care of the child. And sometimes the court may order the mother to take care of the child. We are not bothered about the legal implications. We are bothered about the combinations which should be studied in the chart. And I tried all these cases in this book. So we should the other charts. There are so many other charts also illustrated to show one or the other peculiarities in life. Hence, I advise all the lovers of Jaimini astrology to go in for the book from Sagar Publications, New Delhi, or from Amazon, or from any local booksellers. Thank you.